Hi everyone, it's me again, Robin. All cleaned up now, no more colourful spots on my face after our bubble painting this morning. So our lunchtime story today is called Kites. There we go, that's a nice easy way to see it. I hope you enjoy this story. It's all about using things that you have at home to do something fun and have adventures. We will be sending out a pre-recorded story in the evening today because Holly and I are both having a little bit of a break after a really busy week, but we will be back again on Monday. I hope you all have a lovely, lovely weekend and stay safe. The session leaders and the session staff will continue to make phone calls to you over the coming weeks just to check in and make sure you're okay, and we're more than happy to help if we can at this tricky time. We are also awaiting news on some resources that we might be able to bring out to you, and look out for an announcement about this next week. Okay, so without further ado, the story of Kites, which is by Simon Mole. Oh, suddenly gone very dark. There we go. The day that David moved to Five Hills, the first thing he noticed was the kites. Little kites, big kites, eagle kites and pig kites. Golden frog kites with car headlights for eyes. Mirror kites singing back at the sky itself. Everybody here had a kite except David. And look, there's a picture of all the different kites that they have. I can see an owl and a unicorn and a jellyfish and an eagle and a frog and a pig. Okay. None of David's things looked quite right in the new house. His favourite books were lonely on the big bookcase. His best cars had forgotten how to drive. But at the bottom of his suitcase, David found his grandpa's lucky feather. And there he is holding it. Grandpa was a mechanic. When something broke, he always said the same thing. Let's see what we have already got. More often than not, we'll find the answer inside. David had helped him to take apart toasters, televisions, even motorbike engines, using cast-off parts to build all sorts of awesome adventures. Look, there he is, sitting on his bed, and there he is with his grandpa. Grandpa was far away now, and what David needed the most was a kite. Let's see what we've already got. And he's having a think. Some of us are missing our grandparents at the moment, because they're quite far away, so hopefully you will be enjoying hearing about David. Right. Cut, cut, stick. Cut, tuck, stitch. Does every pillow need a case? Will these old trainers miss their laces? Surely every dinosaur would love to see its tail fly. Fold, fold, flip. Fold, fold, lift. Yes, finished. That's it. And there he is with his finished kite. And there's pictures of him making it. Even from the bottom of the hill, the town was tiny, and in the sky above it, like a dream it was having, kites of all shapes and sizes, chasing, diving, playful in the fierceness of the wind. David couldn't wait to join in. He lifted his kite to launch it, and look, all the different kites. What's going to happen? Are you new here? The girl's voice was light and fizzy. Nice tail, she said. It looks cuddly. But if you want a breeze busting, gale sailing, wind wizard of a kite, then you'll probably need a longer string. The little girl helped David to fix the new string on as best as she could. Looking good. But before they were even halfway up the hill, and there they are fixing the kite and then walking up the hill. Is he new here? The little boy's voice was loud and lively. Yes, said the little girl, he is. We're going to fly his kite for the first time. Nice string, said the boy, sparkly. But if you want a cloud-catching, tree-leaping, whooshing wind wizard of a kite, then you should definitely think about a new frame. David liked his stripy straws. Grandpa would have said that they did the job fine, but... Yes, whooped the little girl. High five! That tingle, that zap, it was time for the first flight together. David lifted his kite to launch it, and... Look, there he is, ready to launch the kite. Is he new here? The big girl's voice made David jump. Yeah, said David, I am. We're just about to fly my kite for the first time. What a frame, the big girl said. And that sparkly string. But you know, if you want a rainbow racing, sky-stripping, whizzing whooshed winged wizard of a kite, then you need to do some work on the colours. I can do a respray if you like. So David watched open mouth and his kite became... Awesome, said the little girl. Awesome, said the boy. Yes, said the big girl. A kite has to feel right for it to fly, and now your kite feels right, right? So we can all do the first flight together. So David held the kite high and waited for it to lift off. Look, there's all the children, and they're so happy with the colourful kite that they've made. David doesn't look very sure, though. But his kite didn't breeze bust or gale sail. It didn't sky stripe or cloud catch. It stuttered, it hiccuped, it squirmed, then flopped to the ground where it skidded a bit and then stopped. Maybe kites aren't for me, said David. He scooped up his sadness and carried it off into his new house. Look, there he is. He's a bit sad because his kite didn't fly. His best cars had been packed in a box and pushed far under the bed. His favourite books had huddled up together at the end of one shelf. David knew just how they felt. He buried his head in the pillow and tried to think about anything but kites. Then he felt something scratchy prinking his cheek. Let's see what we've already got. More often than not, we'll find the answer inside. Look what's in his hand. He's got a feather. David rushed back to his kite. Cut, fold, flip, hold, stitch, tuck, lift. Yes, finished. That's definitely it. Look, he's done a little bit of work to his kite and it looks different. David knew the way back to the hill himself, but soon he found that he was running, and when he reached the top, legs tired and chest hammering, the hill was empty, and the sky was getting darker. It had to be now. David blew the feather once, a gentle breeze of good flight courage. Then he held his kite high and... Legs light, belly fireworks, he felt it began to get tugged away. The wind calling it, quick lift, soar and dip, his own kite glowing as it rose. His kite was dancing, but on its own. And there it is, dancing in the sky. Look how happy he looks. Then another kite blinked on, next to his, sparkling. Then two more, as if to answer it. The sky was still a vast abyss, dark and big, but starred by 4 kites now, each dancing in its own way and together. There we go, there's the 4 different kites. David heard his friends' voices as they rushed across the hilltop towards him. Now that's a whizzing, whooshing wind wizard of a kite. David grinned. It's like you said. A kite has to feel right to fly. There they are, all playing with their kites together. And that is the end of the story. I hope you all have a really, really good rest of the day and a lovely, lovely weekend. We've put together some resources that will come onto the page tomorrow and on Sunday, and we'll be back to play with you and read with you on Monday. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.